Welcome to SDH's look at MLS Next Pro, the comings and goings after Matchweek 2. We'll get you ready for Matchweek number 3, get you standings and match of the week. Wasting no time, let's go backward before we go forward. Getting over the results from the past 7 days. Back on the 27th of March, it was FC Cincinnati 2 putting 4 on the board at Northern Kentucky, beating Toronto FC 2 by the score of 4-2. Castellano with a goal. Archimedes Ordonez with a brace, 47th and the 81st. Gerardo Valenzuela gets the 4th goal for FC Cincinnati 2, with Walkson Diaz getting goals for TFC 2. So FC Cincinnati 2, 4 on the board, and TFC 2 staying on the road, going from Cincinnati to Bridgeview. On Friday night, they lose 2-0 to Chicago Fire. Chicago Fire 2 at SeatGeek. So Chicago Fire 2 getting a win out of the blocks as well. And their goals, after a Galena red card, reduced them to 10. They actually got 2 goals within 3 minutes. It was Eric Leonard and Charlie Ostrom scoring in the 55th and the 58th, outlasting TFC 2. So TFC 2, 2 matches in a very short period of time, 2 matches in a week, and they lose them both by an aggregate of 6-2. Crown Legacy FC over FC Cincinnati 2, having to turn around and go play at Matthews against Crown Legacy. Crown Legacy wins that one once again 2-1. A brace for Brandon Cambridge, 2 goals in 9 minutes apart, gave him a 2-0 lead. Ryder Mills scoring in the 71st. And FC Cincinnati 2 gets 1 on the board, but they lose at Crown Legacy by the final of 2-1. OCB also over Huntsville. And Hunt City had to travel down to Osceola Heritage Park. OCB got the win by the score of 2-1 on your Friday. Brace from Alexander Freeman in the 43rd. And also in the 3rd minute to start things off, they had a 2-0 lead. Kimi Amiche, the scores for Hunt City in the 62nd to make it 2-1. That was your final score at Osceola Heritage as OCB got the win. A lot of action on Sunday after letting the parent clubs have at it on your Saturdays. Entered Miami 2 with a 2-1 win at Subaru Park over Philadelphia Union 2. And in that one, it was a goal by Lucas Meek in the 12th. Nelson Pierre evened it up in the 87th, but Farid Sarsar at 90+4 got the win for Inter Miami 2, winning that one by the score of 2-1. Sporting Kansas City 2 and Austin FC 2 went to penalties. Extra point went to Sporting Kansas City, winning at Rock Chalk Park in Lawrence by the score of 4-2. In penalties, 1-1 in the composite after 90 minutes. It was Pau Vidal with a goal in the 67th, Alfonso Ocampo Chavez in the 72nd, and that got you into penalties. Sporting Kansas City got the extra point. Minnesota United FC 2, 3-1 winners at St. Louis City 2. That one was at City Park, and the goals for Minnesota United FC 2 came after a red card in the 64th. Akil Watts scored for St. Louis City 2 to give them a 1-0 lead in the 5th minute. The red card happens in the 64th. Then it was all MNUFC 2. Juan Camilo Mosqueda, Cameron Dunbar, Diogo Pacheco in a 25-minute span, 3 goals on the board, knocking off St. Louis City 2 by the score of 3-1. Atlanta United 2 on a goal by Eric Lopez got the lead early. Wiki Carmona gets the equalizer for Red Bull 2. It goes to penalties. Red Bull get the win 5-4 in penalties. The only difference, an A.G. Marcucci save of a Nicholas Firmino penalty attempt in round number 2. And that was the difference there. Extra point. Go to Red Bulls. Colorado Rapids 2 with the win at Houston Dynamo 2 at Aviva. They were down 1-0 after a goal by Talon Maples in the 68th. Yosuke Hanya and Kaike scoring 5 minutes apart, giving the win to Colorado Rapids 2 by the score of 2-1. North Texas SC at Dignity Health Sports Park beating Los Dos by the score of 1-0. And it was an own goal, and credited to Asenge in the 44th, and that was the only goal of the match. 1-0, North Texas SC with the win. New England Revolution 2 over NYCFC 2. That one was held at Gillette. And Jordan Adebayo-Smith scored for Revolution 2 to get things started. John Dennis scores in the 43rd. And Esmir Bakhtarovich scores in the 89th. Late goal there for the 2-1 win for Revs 2 as they get the home win at Gillette. T2 losing to Earthquakes 2 at Providence Park by the score of 2-0. Goals there in the West Coast action. Eduardo Blanca scores a penalty in the 10th minute. Keegan Tingey scores in the 30th. Those were the goals on the board, and that's all that San Jose needed to get the Duke over T2. LAFC 2 and Whitecaps 2 go to penalties. Vancouver gets the extra point, winning 3-2 in PKs. In this particular match, early start, Eric Duenas gets a goal in the 16th. Cameron Habibullah scores in the 32nd, goes to the shootout, and surviving the late red card for Fry for Whitecaps 2. Whitecaps end up getting the win in PKs. And then your last match is our match of the week. Tacoma Defiance at Starfire going up against Real Monarchs. Here's your highlights courtesy of our friends at MLS Next Pro and Apple TV and YouTube.
This is the 11 for Wade Weber and Tacoma Defiance. A few changes into the squad here tonight. Real Monarchs debut, of course, it will be Tyrone Mondi, but because of MLS Next and a couple of injuries. There's the whistle. Sota Kitahara sends us on our way. 90 minutes from Starfire are underway. Well, after last week where there was a trip made across the state of Missouri to get some players into Tacoma Defiance, nobody yesterday featured with the Sounders as Rothrock fires this across, and it's tapped in at the back post. Another assist for Rothrock, and it's Braudilio Rodriguez who gets his first pro goal. And Tacoma off the mark here in the opening 6 minutes. Reed Baker-Whiting getting it out wide. Rothrock able to turn the corner as the defender hit the turf, and Rodriguez was waiting at the back post to tap it in for Tacoma's first goal of the evening. Rothrock trying to connect with Rodriguez again. Looked like DeRoma was kind of elbowed in the face there as play continues on. Slip through, it's Rodriguez, big save. And this one's kept out by the 16-year-old Fernando Delgado. Rothrock, good depth on this. Kitahara bouncing it through, and this one will nestle into the corner. Sissoko may have gotten the last touch on that to redirect it towards goal. It is 2 goals for Tacoma Defiance, and it's another center back on the board as well. 2023, Kitahara headed it forward, and then looked like it bounced off of Sissoko, maybe even a Real Monarchs player. Here's Sota Kitahara, and there is space to work into. And he'll push it out wide for Paul Rothrock. First touch may have let him down a little bit, and Bjorgolfsson heads it just over the bar. Sissoko still trying to come forward. Sissoko lays it off for Kitahara. Good work there by the big center back. Now it's Rothrock curling this in, flicked in! It's Aitor Bjorgolfsson, his first goal for Tacoma Defiance, and Rothrock, he's dishing out some dimes. Rothrock just picking up some space, and a nice little flick there by the big Norwegian, and Tacoma has its 3rd goal of the game. Headed along, Rodriguez, he could be onto it. Rodriguez ran into Morel. There was some contact, it's a penalty. Another big deep breath. Now he's ready. Sissoko slots it into the corner. It's 4 goals for Tacoma Defiance. As it's taken quickly, and it's knotted in. Hal Uderitz is able to find his 2nd goal of the year. Tacoma has its 5th on the night, and they are flying here at Starfire. 2 center backs have converted 3 of the 5 goals here tonight. And the referee will bring this one to a close. 5 goals and 3 points tonight for Tacoma Defiance.
So Tacoma gets the 5-0 win there, and that gets us into standings, getting through Eastern Conference and Western Conference. We'll go through it from a divisions standpoint. Northeast Division, Revs have 6 points, Crown Legacy 4, Red Bulls 2 have 3, NYCFC 2, Philadelphia Union 2, TFC 2, each with no points, having played either 1 or 2 matches so far this year. Central Division, Fire 2 and OCB each have 6, FC Cincinnati 2 and Inter Miami 2 have 3, Crew 2 and Hunt City have 2, Atlanta United 2 with their first point of the year. In the Western Conference, Frontier Division, MNUFC 2, Rapids 2, North Texas SC have 6 points each. Austin FC 2 has 4. Sporting Kansas City has 2 points. St. Louis City 2 has 1 point. Houston Dynamo still searching for their point of the season. And in the Pacific Division, Earthquakes 2 have 6 points. Tacoma Defiance have 5. Whitecaps FC have 5. 1 point for LAFC 2. No points through their first 2 games for Timbers 2, Galaxy 2, and Real Monarchs. Getting you into the matches of the upcoming week. Friday night, Austin FC 2 hosting Tacoma Defiance, 8 o'clock. You can catch that one on MLS Season Pass. Also at 8 o'clock, St. Louis City 2 hosting Houston Dynamo 2 at City Park. Giving the parent clubs Saturday, which means Sunday. It's a very, very busy day. FC Cincinnati 2 at 5 Eastern hosting Hunt City on Season Pass. 6 o'clock, OCB hosting Inter Miami 2 at Osceola Heritage Park. Season Pass at 6 o'clock is Sporting Kansas City 2 and LAFC 2. 7 o'clock, Fire 2 hosting Crew 2 at SeatGeek. Belson Stadium has NYCFC 2 and Atlanta United 2 at 7 on MLSNextPro.com, as well as the Fire and Crew match. Season Pass has Red Bull 2 and Crown Legacy FC from Montclair at 7. 8 o'clock on MLSNextPro.com. San Jose Earthquakes 2 hosting Real Monarchs. MLSNextPro.com at 8. Can MNUFC 2 keep their winning ways going on? They've got to go to Carson, California to do it against Los Dos. 8:30 on MLS Season Pass. North Texas hosting Whitecaps FC 2 at Choctaw in Arlington. And the last match on the board Sunday, it is Colorado Rapids 2 at 10 o'clock Eastern hosting Timbers 2 on MLSNextPro.com from Dick's Sporting Goods Park. That's your rundown of Match Week number 2 and set you up for Match Week number 3. Thanks to everybody at MLS Next Pro and at Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com for helping us out in MLS Season Pass with the highlights and the stats and the looks. So for everybody here at SDH, I'm just John. Played safe, everybody. Enjoy the quality action that happens in MLS Next Pro.